Yeah.
Emotions. These emotions can be overwhelming. And what's a recipe or something to intercept so the emotions don't run away with the energy?
You know, this is going to depend. Mm, One of the things that was a part of my process was getting to know the ego. So there are times when emotions become overwhelming that what you find is that there is an aspect that has not been embraced. So in other words, there are certain emotions that we prefer not to have. And when that happens, we tend to push them away and try to keep them away from us because we don't like how they feel. And when that happens, and then those emotions come up, they are overwhelming. And the thing that makes them overwhelming is the personal judgment or attachment to them. You see, it can go both ways. You can have emotions that are overwhelming that are positive and ones that are negative, you see. They're both linked up to your attachment to them, and the ones that you find difficult are the ones that you also will find difficult to accept. And what my process involved a bit of this because, um, you know, one thing you know, Tracy, is that I accept you 100% as you are and as you are not. All of it, completely. Mm. Okay? So there is a part of your process that may involve coming up to speed with that, being able to accept yourself 100% completely, unconditionally, you see? Not to make certain feelings that you don't like go away, just to be able to be with them as they are without any sense of resistance, you see? So you have already been given the gift of unconditional love. So you know what it feels like. And now it's just returning that to yourself, making sure you're up to speed with that. To some degree, this may be necessary, and the degree to which it is necessary is the degree to which you find these overwhelming emotions an obstacle. You see? So the more you bring that sense of acceptance into those areas of overwhelming emotion, then it starts not to be overwhelming. It just starts to be emotion. Maybe it's difficult, maybe it's uncomfortable, but it's no longer overwhelming. They're just feelings, and you rest in them without that sense of uncomfortable difficulty. You see, so the more you do that, the more basically you're bringing that essence of who you are into your situation, because that which you are is truly unconditional love. You see, so you're just bringing that in a personal way at first. In a personal way at first, you as a process. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it at least makes it so that when you can do this, that barrier is removed, and then it's much easier to return to that sense of I am and not have things block it. Okay? So yes, overwhelming emotions are a part of life and a part of karma. It's a part of the dream, you see. Really, when you go to a movie, you want it to evoke emotion. You want it to be strong. That's a good movie. A good movie makes you feel things. So you have this movie you call your life, this virtual reality, and the nature of a good virtual reality is it makes you feel things strong, you see? So that tells you that this is a good quality dream. But when it's such a good quality dream that it gets you and grabs you and won't let you go, that's because you have become so identified with yourself as a person. And what keeps that locked in place is your particular judgment, your particular resistance, personal preference. One thing Nisargadatta talked about was that this trap of desire. So you have a desire for something. You want something, and that's the trap. Because when you want something, then there's something else you don't want. And and that's where the struggle goes. Because life gives you this, then life gives you that. You like this, you don't like that. And then you move between the two, and you're struggling to try and maintain what you do want and get rid of what you don't want. You see? And that's what draws you into the dream. Mm-hmm. So when there's an overwhelming emotion, just treat it as something, maybe there's something in there more for you to love. You can do that. Or you can just see, there's different methods. It depends on you, and it depends on how deep the karmic impression is from the emotion, you see. You can just watch it too. You just watch it. You can just see what it is. So you'll have to feel this one out for yourself, because in my case, some personal work was needed in order to clear it, so it wasn't an obstacle anymore. However, it's not true for everybody, and there's some people that can just feel the love. They can just feel the love. They feel it so strongly that when anything comes up that feels like there's an absence of love, that love that they feel just fills it, and then it just takes care of itself, you see. So just watch everything that's happening, and you see, your true essence is that unconditional love. You see, it's always embracing you. So when you're feeling those overwhelming emotions, you see, and you're getting lost in them, you're just simply forgetting that unconditional love that is embracing everything. That's all. You've made a little pocket that doesn't include that. So just bring it into the fold, because it includes everything.
That's a good recommendation, because I feel that I withhold the love. I do the opposite, whether it's fear, anger, all those emotions. To withhold the love feels like it's protecting me. But you're suggesting that that's not the case.
Well, if you really examine it intellectually, you'll see that all of those overwhelming emotions, okay, the ones that you're describing that are difficult, are in the the fear spectrum, you see. Sadness, anger, all of them are in the fear spectrum. And what is fear? Fear is the appearance of the absence of love, isn't it? You know, love is the only thing that can embrace fear and call it its own. So there's these pockets because of your conditioning, your life, and your biology, and karma, and all the different things that go into your movie. Fear are those pockets where love has not been permitted. So what you want to do is you want to issue a visa for unconditional love that permits it to enter every single aspect of you. Every single aspect. Okay, so it has permission. It can go through customs and be accepted. So just when this arises, just notice, look at this. Someone's pretending that there is no love here. You see? We've all had parts of our lives that were really, really not optimal, where it did appear that there was an absence of love. During that time, it appeared like that. It felt like that. But none of that was true. That was just a part of the dream. And the dream says, I am me. I am a person. I am an individual. I did this, I did that. I'm good, I'm bad, I'm nice, I'm whatever. You know, I believe this, I believe that. Okay, that's all this imagination of separation. But none of that's true. You could never be separate. That's just a dream that you're separate. You're always one with everything. You're always one with God, yes? Always. Always. Because that's all there is. That's all there is. No, nothing would happen without God. Your heart couldn't beat without God. No thought would come without God. No emotion would come without God. All of it's God. Every single drop of it is God. But because you've identified with yourself as separate, now there's things that appear nice, things that appear bad. Because you're separate, you're going with the things that are pleasant. That's what you want. And you're trying to get rid of the things that are unpleasant. That's what you don't want. But you see, that's just a function of the dream, a function of separation. Everything is God. It's all God. Always, always was. So, when you're feeling that the overwhelming emotion in that sense of absence of love, it's not true. It's just not true. Stop buying it because it's not true. If you look at it again, you'll see that everything is embraced by God. Everything is Now, I always had my gurus, and my gurus were the example for me that it was possible to accept everything unconditionally. Always. It's possible. You see? So that, and because I knew what that felt like, because of the time I spent with my gurus, I knew what that felt like. So I could approximate it, and I also could recognize when it was off, when it was not correct. So just do what you can. Always remember, I am always with you. That unconditional love is always with you. It's always with you, 100%. All of your life, through every single thing, including the things that were very uncomfortable and unpleasant. It's always with you. Just remember, you see. Remember. This whole thing is a process of remembering who you are. And life is a game of forgetting. You just forget. You just put it aside. and you just go, oh, no, 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 I'm this person today. I woke up. This is my life. This is my feeling. This is what I love. This is what I hate. This is what I believe. That's just a dream. And dreams are for dreamers. And this is a little wake-up course. So we'll try that.